Fowlers Bay, South Australia, home to EP Cruises in Fowlers Bay, where you can visit the whale nursery, watch southern right whales, Australian sea lions, long-nosed fur seals, and take a bay cruise. EP Cruises was established in 2009 and operates on the Eyre Peninsula in South Australia. Whale watching cruises for the upcoming year commence on the 1st of July 2024 and run through to the 20th of September 2024, depending on whale migration habits for the year. EP Cruises operates under a commercial marine mammal interaction permit. We arrived in Fowlers Bay on the 4th of September 2023. Unfortunately, the southern right whales had already left the whale nursery and were heading towards the head of the bight. The tour operators informed us all that the whales were no longer in the area, but if we wanted to, they could take us on a bay cruise through the whale nursery and then to the Australian sea lion colony and the long-nosed fur seal colony on the western side of Fowlers Bay. The southern right whales visit Fowlers Bay to give birth and then stay for a while to nurture and guide the young calves in the shallow nursery areas on the eastern side of Fowlers Bay. Southern right whales visit Fowlers Bay to give birth and then stay for a while to nurture and guide the young calves in the shallow nursery areas on the eastern side of Fowlers Bay before migrating westwards through towards the head of the bight. As we reach the western end of Fowlers Bay, the cruise operators stop the boat, lower a hydrophone system into the water so that we can hear the underwater sounds, and if we're lucky, whales. Unfortunately at this stage, the only noise we could hear, which sounds like the barbecue crackling, are the pistol shrimps.
Whenever, up to 20 nautical miles away. So just because we sit here, like we've sat here this year and while we're having a chat and then the whales started talking, they don't always talk. Pity my kids weren't like that, but however, they just never shut up. But so what we're really listening for now is the humpback whales, not the southern right whales. This is kind of more where the humpbacks sit out in the deeper water out the back here. And we do have and have had resident humpback whales here for quite a few years. The thing with the humpback whales out here, it's not like the east and the west coast where you've got 20 to 30, 40,000 whales coming up and down the coastline. Here we've got six whales in a very big space of ocean. So it is opportunistic when we do find them. We've had them a few times this year. So really what we've just done this morning is firstly we've gone and had a look at where the whales normally sit. The southern rights normally sit on the beach in that nice shallow protected area down not far from Fowlers there, and they go right around towards the sand dunes in the distance. However, the bulk of the southern right whales will just sit up towards the village. Over the last 15 years we've had really good numbers. Well, 15 years ago we started with one whale here, and then in the lead up, in the last few years, we've been getting on an average between 16 and 20 calves born every year in the bay itself. So it is quite unique that we don't have any of the whales here, especially this year. So anyway, this a little bit about the southern right whales. The southern right whales, again, they're a baleen feeder, and the same with a humpback whale. They're baleen whales, so they feed on stuff like your krill and your plankton and all that, real cool stuff, really small. Although they're a large animal, the southern right whales are about the fourth largest whale in the ocean. They eat around about 2 tonne of krill every day. They need a lot of food to survive. The way they do that is by using these baleen plates. Humpback whales a bit more of a lunge feeder where they'll come up through either krill or fish, where southern right whales are skim feeders, so they travel through the water column with their mouth open, ingesting all the water and the krill. And then what they do at that point is they'll push their baleen plate so it comes back down when they open their mouth and express the water out through their baleen plate, and all the krill sits on the back side of this, and then they use this little big tongue that they've got. It's about 3 tonne their tongue, that heavy, and then they'll lick the back of the baleen plates and swallow the food. So everyone would have known back in the early days, with corsets and bits and pieces like that, the way corsets were made was of whale bone. Whale bone isn't the bone of whales, it's what corsets were made of. So corsets were made of baleen plates.
These long-nosed fur seals, previously known as the New Zealand fur seal, are found in West Australia, South Australia, Tasmania and New Zealand. The long-nosed fur seal is slightly smaller than the Australian sea lion and has a much darker coloration. Its prey includes redbait, jack mackerel, seabirds such as shearwaters and penguins.
Years with these guys' population going from next to nothing back in the early 1900s up to near 500,000 across the Australian, New Zealand areas. They changed their name from New Zealand fur seal to long-nosed fur seal because these guys are starting to become more of a pest. In areas that are highly dense, populated with people and fishermen, these guys ended up taking a bit of a hit with people killing them. But these guys on rock ledges like this, they do get washed off.
As we edge along the rock ledges, we come to the Australian sea lion colony. Australian sea lions are endemic to Australian waters and breed on at least 50 islands off the coast of West Australia and South Australia. Australian sea lions are currently an endangered species and are protected in Australia. Australian sea lions have one of the longest breeding cycles of any marine mammal. Female sea lions come into season for a week shortly after giving birth. The mating season occurs once every 18 months, followed by an 18-month gestation period. Then the females spend a further 18 months teaching the pup how to find food and fend for themselves. Female sea lions rarely move from the colony they were born in, and only mate and rear young at the same location they were born in. The male sea lions, bulls, anticipating the birthing of a pup, will hang around waiting for the female to come into season. Adult males are up to twice the weight and length of the female. Males are dark brown with mane-like yellow areas on the neck and the top of the head. Females are silver grey to fawn. Pups are born with chocolate brown fur, which is lost after the first molting phase. Male sea lions spend their lives travelling the ocean far and wide, searching for food and partners with which they will mate.
Young male, so he hasn't quite made the transition yet to get his nice big white mane on the back. He's not far from being to get that mane. to the right hand side of us here, we'll have a couple of Australian sea lions playing in the water, but then just behind them is a long-nosed fur seal. On the rock ledges, just you can see all these little black dots everywhere. Those guys are all the long-nosed fur seals sitting up on the rock edges. What's looking at us now, again, long-nosed fur seals. You would have known these guys, their name was, back in 2016, was called the New Zealand fur seal.